Hi there, how are you? So this week, really beautiful information has come through that I wanted to share. And it's for all the people out there that have spiritual gifts and feel, just like me, that it's wrong to profit from these spiritual gifts, to make money from the spiritual gifts we've been given. So today I'm hoping in this video, because it came up in the live stream, because it was fresh, it had just come through, I thought I would share it here for those of you who don't get to experience the live streams at all. So much beautiful information comes through in our gorgeous live streams. But in this video, we wanted to talk about how to make peace with that. So what came about, how this all came about, is that one of my friends, and she's also this beautiful spiritual being in overseas, and she's starting this new business, and she's creating all these gorgeous little, I'm not sure what you call them, but they're with gems. And when I get mine, I'll show you the image, like I'll show you. But it's this beautiful artwork that she creates with gems, you know, rose quartz, and I think I've got some here I can show you, these sorts of gems, you know, like these. There's one there. Oh, I've got this one, the sodalite's really pretty as well here. So that's that one there. Don't know if you can see it clearly. And that was the white one. I was putting it there. So those sorts of things. I've got there's a yellow one there. Crystals and gems. Crystals, I think, was the word I was after, more than gems. Okay, so I can put all that away later. So she's doing all these beautiful things with crystals, was the word. So she showed me, you know, a whole bunch that she'd made, and I'd fallen in love with one of them. And I said to her, "Oh, can I have that one? Can you put that one aside for me?" And as soon as I said that, she said to me, "Okay, I'll send it to you as a gift. What's your address?" And as soon as she said that, for me, it felt wrong. I know there's no right or wrong or good or bad and all that, but it just didn't feel right to accept it as a gift. And in that moment, it just brought up so much stuff for me. You know, that's why I wanted to make this video for all of you out there that feel the same. It brought up so much stuff because I was thinking the crystal costs her money. And the other things that she uses to create this beautiful artwork costs her money to make them. She doesn't get all that stuff for free, and then she makes them that she can give them away for free. But even if she got it for free, even if all of that cost her nothing to make this, and I didn't pay her anything, she'd still have to pay for the postage to send it to me because she's overseas. So it would still cost her money to send it to me. Right? This was all the process I was going through. But before that, we'd been a few days talking, and she was talking about getting a website up and running, and what are we going to call the new business that she's, you know, creating all this beautiful artwork. So we'd been backwards and forwards discussing all these details. And but then there was that issue with the money. And then I said to her, "I can't possibly accept it as a gift." And then she said, "Why not?" And I said to her, "Because the website's going to cost you money." I said, "These crystals that you buy to do all this beautiful artwork costs you money. All the other materials that you use costs you money." I said, "And then you've got to post it, and that's going to cost you more money. So how can I possibly take that for free?" I said, "I wouldn't be doing you a service. And I'm your friend. I'm here to support you, you know, not take advantage." So over the years, this is the funny thing, over the years, I have sent her copies of my books. She didn't ask. I just said, "You know, I've published these gorgeous books and I want you to have copies of them." And then it took me back to when I did all that work with the books, you know, when I created the first manuscript, and I made 3 or 4 copies, I think they were, because I'm pretty sure I made one for my daughter, one for my husband, one for my mother-in-law, and one for my cousin, the closest cousin I've got. So there were 4 in the world. And I had all these notebooks where I had written down every single memory that I could remember, and then all of that, put it all together into this manuscript, and it was like that thick A4 paper with all the, with that book Where is it, that one? Your past is a gift. So that's what I handed out that Christmas, 2016. But then after I did that, and mind you, that took me a year to write down all those memories and to create that. It took me a long time. First, I had it all written down manually. That took months. And then it took me months to type it up into my computer. And then I had to print it all out to give out as a gift. Right? So just picture all that work, all that time that went into just the first manuscript that I handed out. After that Christmas, a voice kept bugging me to publish it. Now, I could have said no to that voice. When Spirit asked me to share that book, to publish it so that others could buy it, I could have said no. But I didn't. I found a publishing house. I paid them $3,000 and I published the first book. Now that cost me money to put it into the world. But it doesn't stop there, because it wasn't so much that it cost me money to put it out there, right? To create the physical book for anyone to buy. It's not just that. When I gave it to the publishing house, because it was my first time and I'd never done it before, I had to go through the editing stage, and that took me like 2 months to go through. Because as I explained in a previous video, they asked me to change my actual name because it was all real live events. I had to change all the characters' names. I had to change all the locations. There's so many things that they sent me a list to say, you've got to change all this because it's an autobiography, to protect the privacy of the people involved in your story. It's got nothing to do with you, but more about the people involved. So I thought, okay, that took me 2 to 3 months the first time I had to do editing for the first book. That takes time, that takes effort. That took hours and hours of me sitting at my laptop doing all of those changes, doing all of that I had to do for the first book to make it a physical book to bring out into the world. I was so excited by the information, because for me, I felt like there was a huge shift that had occurred in my life from that first book, that I was giving them away everywhere. I was giving them to everyone. I could see the value of the books, but I felt bad taking money for them for some reason, right? I just felt bad. I just thought, okay, I'll just give them away because I know they're valuable. I know they'll help people. So I'll just give them away. I think I sold 8 copies to my naturopath. She loved them. I couldn't believe it. She paid me full price for them, for the 8 books. They were the only 8 books I had left. I wished I'd have talked to her first. She would have bought the whole 50 books I had because she loved them. She wanted to give them to her clients as a thank you, that Christmas, the next Christmas. So that was the first book. 3 years later, the voice comes back, the voice that asked me to publish that book. And it said to me, we want you to write another book. Again, I could have said, no, I don't want to. But I didn't. And so what happened as soon as I said yes to that voice that appeared to guide me, because this is my path, I sat at my laptop and at my computer for about 3 or 4 months, every morning, typing, taking dictation. This is the information. Typing. Again, I had to take it to the publisher, another $3,000 to $4,000 every time a book is published, because it's through self-publishing. Traditional publishers have their own system of how they do things, which I have spoken of in another video. And with time, I have so much gratitude for what I've done, because traditional publishers, they take about 2 years to publish a book, one book. Whereas in the course of the few years, that was in 2017 till now, there are 6 books out there with all the information that they wanted to share so far. Because at the moment, I'm working on 2 more at the same time. Don't ask. So it's the first time, but I thought they're 2 completely different books. We'll see how we go. So I sat, and for months I typed. Went to the publisher, paid another $3,000 to $4,000, because it's always somewhere between the $3,000 and the $4,000 range. Went through the weeks of editing that happen after you give it to the publishing house, because they send it back to you and they say, do you want to make any corrections? So in the course of the next 3 or 4 weeks after I give it to them, I have to read it and reread it and reread it over and over and over to make sure that I've picked up on any mistakes or anything that you kind of read it and you think that's not going to make sense to people. I need to correct the wording of it or whatever, whatever it is you want to do to improve it. So that all takes time. That all has cost me money. And that's all cost me effort. I have worked on these books. So why, for the life of me, until this year, I felt that I shouldn't get paid for those books is beyond me. I just can't get my head around what I was thinking. Because work went into them. A lot of work, a lot of hours go into creating a book. But for some reason, from the second book onwards, I had it in my head that because it was spirit, and it was giving me these books to share with the world, that I had no right to expect to be paid in any way, to be compensated in any way for all the hours that I put in, for all the work that I have done to bring these beautiful books to the world. It's just mind-boggling when you think about it. I don't know what I was thinking. Why it was such an effort, why it felt so icky, why I had to keep giving them away all the time. Because there's the other issue, and people don't understand, they don't realize. Many times, if you give something away, as much as you give it from your heart, they feel it has no value. Because why are you giving it for free if it has value? And this is what has come up. This is what was so important that I was trying to work out with my friend over her business. There needs to be an exchange for something that is valuable. You see, for me, these books, this information is so, so valuable. It has changed my life in a way that I can't even explain it with words. I can't. It's just how my life has changed since I've written that first book. It's just... And what happens is there needs to be an exchange. Money is an exchange. When people feel that they are receiving something valuable, they're more than happy to give you money for that, for the value that they will receive. But we, the ones that have these spiritual gifts, need to be able to see the value of the gift that we are giving others through our work. The value. When we see the value of what it is that we are giving, there is no reason to have a problem with this exchange. Because what came forward when I was talking to my beautiful friend was, well, I said to her, okay, say the artwork is $100, right? Just say, let's round it off to $100. Would you have any trouble with me giving you 100 gems or 100 crystals in exchange for that? You wouldn't think twice. If I said to you, look, for that one, I'll give you 100 crystals instead of $100. Would you have a problem with that? Because now you can make 100 new ones that you can sell because you have those new crystals. Money is an exchange. I think we've forgotten in the old days when we had services to provide, others would bring things to exchange. For example, as I was talking on the live stream today, if you were offering your services, okay, say the Reiki healing, Reiki sessions, okay, where you're not actually giving something physical to someone, but it's a service that you're offering. You're able to provide information as to what's going on with their energy. This is a big service, because if people know where things are stored and we get messages as to pass on for that person to work on that, to bring awareness around that, oh, this is what's trapped here, and then your energy will flow. But because of this one thing, there may be many, but let's just say the one thing, look at all the valuable information I've just given that person. they can change their lives. You're just pointing them to what it is that they need to address to move forward in this life. But let's say with the Reiki sessions, in the old days, right? And you had this gift, and a farmer would come, he'd give you a carton of apples, or a dozen eggs, or something of the kind, something that he, brought from his farm, something that he grew, whatever that was. And so you would exchange this service for a carton of apples, or a dozen eggs, or whatever it is that he bought. Would you be that uncomfortable to swap your services if you're getting a carton of eggs? I'd be more than happy to. Yeah, I'll take the eggs. Yeah, thank you. Or I'll take the apples. Yes, thank you. You wouldn't think twice. But there's so much conditioning around the word money, dollars. Every time I think of it, it takes me back to church. And all the conditioning we went through with money in church. That money's the root of all evil. It's sin. It's blah, blah, blah. So much stuff around money that it's made us uncomfortable to earn money for our services, to ask for something in exchange for what we are giving. Instead of seeing it as dollars, why don't we see it as, oh, that is going to buy me this next week's meals. I need to eat to survive so that I can keep providing these services. So instead of seeing it as money, see it as, oh, this is paying for my electricity bills. This is paying for my water bills. This is paying for my food that I'm going to eat this week. See it as bartering, as exchanging, because the other person will be more comfortable as well. They are paying you because they see the value in what you have to offer, in what you have to give. So there needs to be an exchange. If everything we're doing is for free, people think there's no value in it. I understand that now. I've heard that many, many times. Or if it's too cheap, people think there's no value. Why is it so cheap? It's not worth anything. This is the mentality. But the reason is we feel better. Think about it from your point of view as well. Don't you feel better if someone's offering you a beautiful service and you are paying them for that service? It's your way of saying thank you for that. I feel better. I don't know about you. There's an exchange. I'm getting this service and I'm giving this back. It's that simple. Because the other thing we were discussing as well on the live stream is that so many of us with spiritual gifts will undercharge. We feel that we don't deserve to charge more. I know spiritual beings that will charge, like I teach piano in the afternoons and easily I make $80 an hour, easily. And I have no problem charging that because given it's $40 for half an hour, it's like we're talking about, but, the students have half hour each. So each one will pay $40 or we'll have 2 for $20 or, we break it up into groups or whatever. I don't have a problem charging $80 there. So why should I have a problem charging $80 for Reiki or whatever? But I know spiritual beings that are charging less than that for an hour of Reiki. And to me, that's mind-boggling when you think of the service that's being offered. That you are working with someone's energy. And it's not everyone that can do that. Not everyone has the gift to see the energy, to be able to give all the information that's there. So, lots to think about this week. For all you spiritual people out there who have these beautiful gifts and just haven't started or haven't moved in the direction of doing anything because, for yourself, if you're doing it, if you're giving this beautiful service and you're not charging, you're doing it for free because, Spirit gave it to you, you got it for free. You shouldn't be charging. In the end, you will end up resentful because you still need to eat. You still have an electricity bill. You still have a roof over your head that you need to pay for. All of these things. But you're doing that for free. Why can't that assist you in your lifestyle? That if this is a gift that Spirit has given you, you could be doing this full time, assisting people on their journey with your beautiful gifts. All you have to do is exchange. Exchange your services for what you need so that you can do this full time. The food that you need, the electricity that you need, the water that you have to pay for, all the things that you have to pay for in your home every day. Think about it. What they pay you helps you to pay for that so that you can keep serving them. It's that simple. It's an exchange. People are far more comfortable exchanging than taking things for free. All right, my beautiful beings. I love you guys. Remember to click like and subscribe and share the beautiful videos. Let us know what you think in the comments. How do you feel around money? How does it make you feel to ask for money for your beautiful gifts? Let me know. Let's see if we can work around it and get more of us out there. Hey, we need more people, more spiritual people in the world doing their beautiful magic. I love you guys. Bye for now.